No, you can use it. So I'm at Carpenter's place. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I need to go to court. I am not able. They don't have internet here. I cannot access online court here. The Rockford Rescue Mission told me not to. How do I say it? The Rockford Rescue Mission told me I had to sleep outside because I went and purchased a bus pass. I used that bus pass to get here to the carpenter's place. The carpenter's place will provide me a shower and breakfast. Um, Sometimes it's hot, a hot breakfast. Sometimes it is a cold breakfast. They do not help with housing. Schools are donating cans here, but they're not gonna donate can openers. And you have to think about it. If you can't afford your basic like incidentals, you're not gonna be able to afford a can opener. Like, so when and trust me, these canned items, they may not go directly to the homeless. The principals are there to explain that you really do need a can opener to open a can. So it's not a big idea, but for some reason people just don't make that connection because they're privileged. And yes, sometimes the shower is cold. It's not always a warm, hot shower. I must volunteer to get a birth certificate, and I must volunteer to get a bin, a Tupperware type or a Rubbermaid type bin that I can use to store some of my belongings. I'm really exhausted. I'm really exhausted. Um, and I'm not able to volunteer for 15 more days. There's a volunteer that's supposed to um, be coming today, tomorrow, um, all the way up until the 15th of the month. So I got assaulted. I need to go to court. I need to file court papers and submit evidence. Um, I was forced to sleep outside. The Rockford Rescue Mission told me I had to sleep outside, where I sought refuge. I was trying to get my birth certificate and a bus pass, and they told me to sleep outside, and I needed that bus pass to get here. And I'll just. I mean, it's just pretty sad how these people for the Coalition for the Homeless are getting paid to work doing filling out paperwork for the homeless and and not addressing domestic violence whatsoever, among other things like getting your health care reestablished. That's a big one. Getting your health care reestablished or finding help. For instance, my insurance will not cover a tooth extraction, so you must search elsewhere. And the staff here is not knowledgeable on the locations that would be able to make an exception under my insurance policy. It's really boring stuff, but it's sad. They don't know where to go, and they're getting paid like 50, 60 thousand dollars. Um, I am I'm 100 times more knowledgeable than these people, and they're supposed to be helping. Additionally, what's preventing me is that I need to shower, I need to eat, I need to I've been deprived of. It's loud. I've been deprived of sleep, so I'm going on empty. I have to subpoena like 4 people, and I have to subpoena for other documents. I'm a homeless guy that needs to subpoena. Like, we hear that word on Law and Order, but no, I really have to subpoena people. And because the Rockford Rescue Mission told me to sleep outside, which is right across the street from the court, it's made it difficult for me to go to court. In the past, because I have 2 duffel bags, so I have 2 duffel bags, and in the past, I was unable to go inside of the courthouse with those duffel bags. So somebody assaulted me. They lied on an order of protection, and I left the house until the court date, and the Rockford Rescue Mission kicked me out, and I was unable to go to court, and so it just looks bad on your record. It like a no contact order when you did nothing wrong. It's so bad, and 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 I wasn't able to work out. I wasn't able to cook on the stove. I was sitting down when I was assaulted. It happened so many times, and the police have this double standard, this completely backwards idea of this double standard, where I was so calm. I was so calm. I kept my cool the entire time, and then yeah, I always kept my cool, always kept my cool, and just imagine like this Gandhi type person, and being calm through all this, and then the police department saying, like, well, no, we have a double standard. Like, domestic violence is only if a man hits a woman. And by the way, your stuff is going to be. My stuff got thrown away, and it was just, and and their intent, I was, I am better at loving and caring, and I'm more considerate. I am more outgoing, and they are not. They are not those type of people, and they assaulted me for telling them to behave and be nice and be caring and be loving and be considerate and not to hit. They injured my grandmother. They injured my grandmother, and the state of Illinois allowed my aunt to file a power of attorney and have and control my grandmother and allow my grandfather to take away her right or her will to. My grandmother was paying for her home, the telephone at the house, and my grandfather wouldn't let her use the damn telephone to call anybody. Like, it got really bad. It got really, really, really bad, and the police departments said it's not our problem. It's not our problem, and the state's attorney has not prosecuted anybody. Um, and I just heard of so that, and then I come here to the carpenter's place and I tell them the story, and they just say, well, nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. That's the police department. They put that shit on the police department. It's like, no, you pretty much need somebody like what they call like an advocate, somebody who's heard your story, somebody who can maybe testify, somebody who can help you go to court. Because if it's just you, and you have a whole bunch of people who are criminals lying to the judge and getting away with it, it's not going to change. It's not going to change at all. A vast amount of the employees here are dealing with the financial aspect of it. It's just like it's very important. It's very, very important. But a lot of them are here just to deal with the financials. And the worst part is that if you're struggling to pay for my birth certificate, then you need to be open and honest about that. You do. You need to be open and honest about that. Um, because my birth certificate is out of state. My bicycle was brought here, and I have to donate my time to get my own bicycle back. I have a big problem with that. And I always want to leave on an up note. There was somebody here when I got here, and it was before it opened. Um, uh, the other day, there was nobody here until it opened. So it was so that's a really good thing to have somebody who's willing to get up a little bit early to open up the doors and have people come in here. Um, so if you're a professional leader, like what they call like a team leader, you always end on a high note. You always end on a high note, and and that should be funny. That people should laugh when I say that because it's true. This is a homeless location. These people who are working for this homeless location are privileged, and it's like, well, go team. Um, we're working at it, which it's really honestly I'm those things I said in the past, they must hold gravity. They must because like it's when you say go team, when you say go team, and these are the people's problems. Well, um, yeah, the I just want to say again that the vendors understand the barriers. So I'm not supposed to do that. Somebody's trying to reactivate their food stamps on the phone, which takes about 45 minutes. And the telephone here, the usage is only for, believe it or not, they only let you use the telephone for 10 minutes. And reactivating your food stamps is about a 40-minute phone call. So if you don't have telephone service, you kind of, it's really difficult. Um, that should make you mad. You should be mad at the fact they only let you use the phone for like 10 minutes. They may say the case manager is the one who is supposed to set you up with your food stamps, but that prevents, people are homeless. They're not stupid, okay? They know how to pick up the phone and call. There's only one telephone. But so it prevents you from spending quality time with your case manager and getting down to like your housing. I mean, how many years do you have to be homeless before they understand I need housing? Let that let it sink in. How long is it before we understand we need housing? I gotta end with like an up note, like an upbeat note. So, this is my upbeat note. This is my upbeat note. You think pretty good? So that was my upbeat note. Get a little wind. I'm talking to the other guy. And he's smiling.